Hey everyone, Kaylee here with the makeup tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to get the makeup look I was wearing in my detox routine a couple weeks ago. It's very minimal, very easy to wear, so I feel like, whether you're like a minimal makeup girl or your job requires you to be, or like whatever extenuating circumstances, this is going to be for you. I hope you like it. Let's get into it. All right, let's pop our little headband on and get ready for some makeup. Because I have combination oily skin, I always use primer over my oily areas, so I'm using the Benefit Porefessional. I'm actually gonna put my eye primer on as well because this is supposed to be like a long-lasting situation, and I like to put it onto my lids and under my eyes to keep everything from creasing. If you have kind of wrinkly under eyes, you know the struggle, and I found that eye primer is the best solution. And on to foundation. I'm using the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I bought this one after Desi Perkins and Jackie Aina and Naima Tang reviewed it and said it was good, and I was like, okay. Obviously NARS is a little bit more on the pricey side. I would recommend from the drugstore, like the closest thing I think is the Maybelline Fit Me foundation, which I do really love. I kind of need to go back and try that again. And then I'm just gonna use my Real Technique sponge and blend this in. Boop, 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 boop. I just have like this and my under eyes that need some help now. So for under eyes, I'm gonna use the Maybelline Age Rewind, and they just recently expanded their shade range of this. I didn't realize how limited it was until I saw Jackie Aina talking about it, and then I was like, whoa girl. I'm glad they finally stepped up their game. Overall, this looks so good, except on my chin, because it's recently been that time, so my chin is just like a minefield. It's such a problem. I'm gonna set my under eyes with the Becca under eye setting powder. I think this stuff is actual gold. I love it. Like, it doesn't make my concealer any darker under my eyes, and there's no creasing. Nothing looks flat or cakey. It doesn't like make my wrinkles look more wrinkly. It's perfect, and it's only 20 bucks. Oh, I almost forgot our highlighter. Usually I do powder highlighter. This one's liquid. You want to do that before you put on the rest of your face powder. Thankfully, I've only done under my eyes. So this is the True Match Lumi Glotion. I love this stuff. You could use this like on your décolleté, on your arms, on your legs. It would give you like this amazing like vacation-y glow. But I've been using it on my face, and I feel like it gives me like the perfect like, oh my gosh, I'm glowing, I didn't even know highlighter. Like it's beautiful. So I just put it on and then tap it in. Oh, it's so natural. It's beautiful. When you guys saw this in my detox routine, I didn't put any powder on except for under my eyes. I just did a little bit of setting spray. If you have dry skin and you don't touch your face a lot, that would totally work. If you're a face toucher or you have some oily areas, I would powder the oily areas just to keep everything in place. And probably your chin, because that's probably where you touch your face a lot. So I'm gonna use the Urban Decay Velvetizer, but you could use the Coty Airspun powder, both for under the eyes and anywhere else on the face that you want. It's great. I love it. All right, so this is gonna go on my nose, around my chin and my mouth, and on my forehead. Now I just wanna add a wee bit of blush. I'm using Flowerchild from Becca. I love this blush a lot, but the Milani blushes are all good options, and one of my favorites is Luminoso. So if you want a drugstore recommendation, go try that. Do you ever wonder what the makeup gurus that you watch would say about your makeup? I do all the time. And the ones that I do know are too nice to tell me. Actually, no, I've always just been too scared to ask them. Face is done, time to set. For those of you guys who need your makeup to stay on a long time, which I feel like is everybody, setting sprays are the best. From here, we're pretty much just gonna do lips, lashes, brows. I'm gonna do a little bit on the eyes, not a whole lot. So I'm just gonna put like a slightly shimmery shade on the lid. You could use a highlighter for this. You could use literally any shade that you want. I'm picking one from the Too Faced Natural Love palette, and I'm mixing Honey Pot and Moonbeam so that it's kind of like a champagne-y shimmer. It's basically the color of my skin tone in a shimmer. All right, they have like a decent brown in here. I'm gonna use this little matte brown. It's called Nudie. And it's basically the color of a bronzer that I would use, and you could just use your bronzer here if you have one. Boom. I'm taking just a matte shade that matches my skin tone and going underneath the brow bone. You could even use a face powder for this if you have that. And that's the eye look. No 10-step eyeliner procedure here. I'm gonna use this L'Oreal Superstar X Fiber Mascara. I actually really like this. I'm gonna go in with the number 1 side, which is like the elongating side. And I try to use up as much on my brush as I can, and then I go back with the very little remains on my lower lashes, which is also just called being too lazy to dip back into the mascara. Now I'm gonna let that dry while I put in my brow gel. Benefit Gimme Brow and Benefit 3D Brow Tones are my ride or die brow gels. They're so good. But today I'm using Gimme Brow, and this one has like some fibers in it to help your brows look a little bit more fluffy and voluminous. I feel like the majority of my life is trying to get all of my hairs to look more fluffy and voluminous. My eyelash hairs, my eyebrow hairs, my hair hairs. Oh, you guys were asking in my last video about the scar through this eyebrow. That one's a fun story. I'm gonna go through with step 2, which is the fiber step of the mascara, and let's talk about that second scar. So my little sister Anna for Christmas was getting part of a room redecorated, like that was her gift. And so my parents and I were doing it. It wasn't like a huge deal, but I was helping to hang stuff on the walls, and you guys have to know, like if you've ever done it, like how annoying and difficult it is to get everything lined up exactly so and all that stuff. And I spent forever like getting stuff lined up, putting it up, and then like as if on cue, it all falls off the wall. And I was so upset. That wasn't the part that hurt me, not the part I got the scar from. I was just upset that everything fell off the wall. Turned around and I went to just go like, ugh, like that, not onto anything, just in the air. Little did I know, my dad had just put down a box on the table right behind me. And so instead of just like clunking my head down into the air, I clunked my head down into a box. And I busted this open. So I got to spend all of Christmas Eve and some of Christmas Day in the ER waiting for somebody to sew up my eyebrow. But whoever did actually did a really good job, because like the scar is there, but it's not super obvious. I don't think it's a makeup tutorial of mine if I don't accidentally get mascara on my face. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. I actually really want to get my eyebrows microbladed. Like I know that it can go badly if you don't go to the right person. Obviously I would do an extensive amount of research, like y'all don't even know. When I talk about extensive amount of research, I mean like 12 pages deep on Google. Like I will go there. But it would just be really nice to have somebody do them and have them even, so it's not a struggle every day. All right, we're gonna call that good. And then for my lips, this is the Bite Beauty lip pencil in number 36. I love this. This is a ride or die lip pencil for me for sure. It's like the perfect color for my lips. And this just brings back some color and fullness and definition. It's really quick and easy. And then I put this little tinted lip balm from Tarte on there, and this is in the color Nude. And it's like my lips, but more moisturized and just a little bit more pigmented. And there you go. I actually went back and looked at this in a big mirror instead of just like looking in a palette while I'm filming, and I noticed it was looking a little matte. So I grabbed the Glotion and a beauty blender and tapped it out over my cheekbones again, and then went a little bit over my nose and my forehead to recreate the glowiness and the dewiness of that detox video. But I think overall this is a really pretty minimal glowy makeup look, and you could always take away steps if you want to wear even less makeup, because it will still look pretty like without foundation or without a shimmery eyeshadow. Like change things in and out, make it yours. I think you can love it. And that is it for today's video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video from me. And I'll see you in my next one. Mwah. Bye.